My name is Nikhil Ram. Hope you're all doing great today. So finally, we are going to address one of the very important questions that we have been getting always from the side of the students. What is the ideal time of preparation for UPSC? Should it be 1 year? Should it be 2 years? 3, 4, 5? Like, what is the number? What is the magic number? What should we put an end to it, or what should we start with? So all that we are going to clear it today. But before that, let us just look into the comment sections here. Good evening, Pavitran. Srishtija, Anubhitesh, Khushbu, Klok Mahajan. I'm in 10th, want to do UPSC. Should I choose PCM or humanities? Complete your 10th standard and then we can decide on the rest of the things. Please, people, can you confirm whether the audio and video is clear before we head on with our further discussions? Maida Ansari, Surya Prakash, 2028 attempt, all right. When will the next classes start for public administration? That will be around June, Victoria. I have 6 years for preparing UPSC, all right. Jasmeet Kaur. Yeah. All right, people. Just give me a minute here. All right, people. So before I address this one query of yours, that is 1 year versus 2 year, let us try to understand some of the patterns that we have been seeing, or some patterns that we are seeing when it comes to UPSC preparation. The meteorite category. Now, who are these meteorite category? The meteorite categories are the ones who are having very high Josh, very high energy, at least in the initial days. Just hold on, people. We are facing a small technical issue. Very high energy. So these are the people who are, motivated by either family, school, or maybe their ex-lover. Some of them would have watched too many Bollywood movies or web series and they will think that, okay, now I have been cheated in love. I will show her or I will show him what I am capable of. And they enter into UPSC trying to take maybe some revenge, whatever. And then there are some who get motivated again just by seeing the results, that I want to be the youngest officer in the country. I want to crack it at the age of 21. If it is 21, I will crack it. 20 to 23, I have no interest in it. The problem here is that these people are all associated with one thing, which is the result, or rather, the glory of the result. They only want the result. If I ask them to put in the hard work, if I ask them to attend the classes regularly, if I ask them to follow the instructions of the faculty regularly, they will all fail in it, hands down. Because they will find the classes boring, they will find making notes boring, they'll find everything boring. They only want that one day in their life where their photo will come in the paper. This category of students, if they prepare for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, they are not going to clear. You can have an inspiration. You may have a push given by your family or maybe your lover, ex, whatever. But ultimately, if you don't feel that, yes, I need to prepare UPSC. If you don't feel why you are preparing for UPSC or you are not able to justify it, it's not going to work out. This is the first and foremost thing that you need to understand. Are you a meteorite or not? If you are one, I would suggest you right away, don't waste your time and don't waste your parents' money. Don't take this as some sort of a, temporary college where you are still in your college hangover, you're just finished college, but you don't want to get into a job. You don't want all those responsibilities right now. So you just want to somehow scoot around. Somehow you want to, fritter your time away. Then you are a meteorite. This is not the place for you. Then there is another category. They are collectors. They are serious about UPSC. There is no doubt about it. They are very serious about UPSC, but they keep going one academy after the other. They always feel in the next academy something better is there. They keep collecting materials. They keep buying books. They'll have books which probably most of the civil service aspirants wouldn't even have heard of. And they'll keep telling, when all you have to do is just go near them and tell them this book is very important, and they will buy it. Now, what happens there is they keep reading. They'll have tremendous amount of knowledge, no doubt about it. Knowledge which is not required for UPSC. Not at all required. They may probably be able to tell you the chronological events which had happened in Iran or in Afghanistan or maybe in Libya, Iraq, etc. Like who was the first president and what happened? How did Saddam Hussein come into power? How did the Khomeinis come into power? They will be knowing the entire sequence of events. But the million-dollar question is, do you need that level of knowledge in UPSC? Other than showing off this knowledge during certain chai charchas. Chai charchas means, in any offline center, if you see, outside every offline center, you'll be having some tea stalls. And there you will be finding these collectors there. There'll be a quintessential bhaiya or didi. And they will be having, like I told you, a lot of knowledge. And these people will talk at length, at random, about random topics. Scaring the aspirants, thinking that I don't know any of this, so I will never clear. Getting the point here. So collectors also are not going to clear. Make no doubt about it. So what is it that makes people clear? Well, number one thing, when always people ask me, sir, should we go for self-preparation or should we go for coaching? That's the next dilemma. Self or coaching? Self-preparation, if you ask me, in this 21st century, well, it is very much possible, correct? I mean, AI is there, Google is there. Every detail, every content that you want, whether it is in video format you want or you want it in an image format, it is all available. But what is the trouble there? The trouble is when it comes to self-preparation, you set the timetable. You put in a routine. You have to set the routine, you have to set the timetable and you have to stick to it. In other words, you cannot bunk the class because you are the teacher and you are the student. The student may bunk the class, not the teacher. So in self-preparation, you require a high level of self-control. Million-dollar question is, how many of you have that self-control? Now, many a times people will do that. People will say, no, I have self-control. I will start off. But from my experience teaching in this field over the last 12 years, what I have seen is generally people waste 1 to 2 years in self-preparation. where maximum what they would have done would be covering NCRTs. Imagine taking 2 years' time, they've just covered NCRTs, and that too not in full. Maybe half, maybe quarter. And then randomly doing some mocks, randomly doing some PYQs, randomly trying some answer writing, because it's all about mood swings. So today they will start with one NCRT, then they will feel, array, this subject is boring. Then they will practice a little bit of PYQ. Then they will do a little bit of answer writing. Again, the loop repeats. When the family sees, they will feel, he or she is studying well. They are putting so much of hard work. But hard work put in the wrong direction is not going to take you anywhere. And that is where coaching comes in handy. Because coaching actually puts up a schedule, puts up a timetable, and it really tells you when what subject will be taught. It will give you a complete clarity as to how to study and how to prepare, because there is a faculty who is responsible there. Like I told you, you can skip the class being a student, but the faculty will keep taking the class. So the faculty will cover the subject for you, faculty will do the additional reading for you, faculty will provide the material to you. It is left to you to utilize the opportunity, ask your doubts in the class, get it clarified, and move on. And when it comes to coaching again, that is where we come out with our gems here, which is Titan 2027, Pinnacle 2028. Now again, the $1 million question comes, why this is for 1 year? Why is this for 2 years? Now most of the time, because something is taught in 1 year and something is taught in 2 years, the first question that many of you will be having is, civil service syllabus which is taught in 2 years means zyada pada rahe hain. We are teaching something more. 1 year means we are teaching something less. No. Quality of the programs, if you are asking about, just a second. Quality of the program, if you are talking about, they are the same. There is no difference. There is no difference at all. If you are asking me the quality of the subject, the length duration of the subject, then the material, the content, it's the same. Yes, this will be stretched out. And I'll tell you the reason also. First of all, let us understand, Titan is for whom? Titan, if you really ask me, it depends upon first who you are. Let us say you have been given just 1 year by your parents. In 1 year, you have to prove. You have that 1 year with you. Most of the time, it is girl students who are faced with that dilemma. Parents will tell them 1 year. In 1 year, if you are able to crack it, crack it. Otherwise, we are not going to give you more than that. Sometimes, mushkil se, 2 years. So 1 year for preparation, another 1 year to give all the exams possible. So if you are only having 1 year at your hand to prove, it's like a do or die situation for you. Do or die, why I'm telling is because various circumstances could be there. Maybe you are in a very bad job. You hate your job absolutely, and you want to crack this. You are ready to move heaven and earth. Then this is the best course for you. You are ready to put in the effort. You are ready to do the classes as we are prescribing. Titan is the course for you. Because in Titan, the thing would be, you will be having generally, yes, back-to-back classes. You are ready for it. You are ready for back-to-back classes. You have no problems with it. There is possibility that you will have to do your GS and your optional together. You are ready for this. In other words, for you, you want the whole coaching. done in limited time, then you are looking at Titan. Come to the other side. You have time with you. You are not in any rush. Maybe you are in first year of college. Or you could be a working professional. You want things to do it properly. Or even sometimes you know you have to do civil services, but you're still not sure about which optional to choose. You need some time to, think over which optional to choose. For all this, if you have time on your side, you're okay. 3-4 years like I have, or 5-6 attempts I have. I want to do it a little slowly. I don't want back-to-back classes. I will do my GS first and optional later, or my optional first and GS later. Pinnacle is the answer for it. Got the logic here? So quality is not changing. You have to choose something based on what is your current situation, how many attempts are you left with, what is your age, are you in the beginning years of your college, are you a working professional where you have enough time, or you don't have time, or you're already nearing your 30s, you don't want to take the risk of, stretching a 2-year program, you want to get your coaching done very fast, go for Titan. You have plenty of time with you. You want to take things very slowly. You don't want to rush into things. Go for Pinnacle. If you ask me to summarize it in a nutshell, how fast you want the course to be completed. That's the first thing that you need to decide on. Number 2, what is your age? You are a student, or are you a working professional? Do you have time with you? What is the financial condition in your home? Why I'm saying the financial condition also? Because many a times what happens is, many students are there who will reach out to me and tell me that, sir, should I take a part-time job? Because my father's health is not doing so well, or my mother's health is failing. My mother, it's like a single mother. I don't have my father. So I need to support my family, etc., etc. So that financial condition also you should keep it in mind. No matter how big you dream, your dreams also should have some sense of realism there. All right, people. So these are some of the factors you can take a call based on that. Now moving on. So finally, hope that made it clear for you what is the difference between Titan and Pinnacle. Titan 2027, we have a special discounted price going on right now, which is available till 18th April. Early bird offer, 10,999. Starts from 24th April 2026, ends at 30th April 2027. Validity of the course, if you see, it ends on 30th September 27. Pinnacle 2028, the early bird offer is 12,999. Starts 23rd April 26, ends by 31st July 27. Course duration is, or validity is till 30th September 2028. You may make a note of it, discuss it with your parents, and ultimately take a call. But before that, let me briefly tell you what are the features, what do you get when you subscribe. UPSC Foundation Fundamental. That is the entire UPSC foundational course it is. And what are its fundamental features? Number 1, you get live lectures. All the lectures will be live. Daily multiple choice questions plus mains questions with model answers will be given, so that mains answer writing can be started, or its practice can be started from day one. Weekly current affair lectures will be there, which will happen on every Saturday at 7 p.m. I will be taking it. Regular doubt sessions plus instant doubt engine. That is, any doubts you have, it can be cleared. So all those options are there. It is not just that you pay for a course and simply a class will be going on. CSAT is also covered under our foundational course. You don't have to pay separately for it. Answer writing classes, like I told you, it will be inculcated. DPP, DMP and class notes will be provided. Now, even though class notes are provided, I have always told you, make it a habit of writing it down. E-books, UPSC wala, current wala, prelims wala, Prahar mains wala, all these will be provided to you in the e-book format. That is the electronic format, PDF format. Clear? After this, we have an additional feature. This is called Select 360. It's an additional add-on. I mean, you'll have to pay separately for it, but you can take your own call and decide whether you want to take it or not. But I will briefly tell you what are its advantages. Number one, you get dedicated mentorship. If you're somebody who lacks discipline, I would suggest go for this. Daily MCQs plus mains test series. This will be on a little more, let us say, focused approach, you can call it. Daily answer writing with evaluation. UPSC Khazana, which simply means, say for example, you want a particular topic from another faculty, same subject, already you're attending classes, but you want another faculty's classes, how they have covered the topic, you want to know. You will be able to access them here. 22 UPSC Wala books, hard copies. NCRT recorded lectures will also be available. That means your basics also, you can get it covered there. Clear, people? And yes, in addition to that, a Pi subscription has been included only for the first 1,000 students who will subscribe to Select 360, which is basically you will have interactive videos, etc. available here. Moving on, and these are our esteemed faculties here. For Titan faculties starts with Vikas Ahlawat sir for history, Pranjal Sharma sir for geography. I'll be teaching polity. Pratik Gupta sir for economy, Ravi Shekhar sir for society, Shivam Yash sir for science and tech, Shruti ma'am for ethics. Coming to the Pinnacle faculties, Abhishek Srivastava sir will be taking history, Harpreet sir will be taking geography, I'll be taking polity for the Pinnacle batch also, Ranchan Kaul sir will be taking economy, Ravi Shekhar sir for society, Manjeet sir for science and tech, and Shruti ma'am again for ethics. All right, people. Now, we will start talking about some issues that students have been facing. And in that case, what are some of the issues? Let us see here. Do you find it difficult to manage both GS and optional together? Majority of the students said, no, I find it tough. Some said they can manage it. Well, to address this in a better manner, I am going to call upon Vikas Ahlawat sir, history faculty for Titan, and Abhishek Srivastava sir, history faculty for the Pinnacle batch. Hello, sir. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I'm all good. I'm all good.
So, about Ahlawat sir, what else should I say? I mean, he's a stalwart in himself. But other than that, sir, quickly, can you give a small introduction about yourself?
Yeah. So, I have prepared for UPSC just like all of you. So, I have prepared and I gave 6 attempts. I got selected twice. Once into the IRS. Second time, I was all set for the IPS, but then I did not join it. Anyway, I resigned in 2021, and since then, I've been teaching in UPSC. And from last 1.5 years, I've been with PW, and I'll be teaching in the Titan batch, as already sir has mentioned. And now, sir, you please.
Yes, sir. Now, again, Abhishek sir.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, just quickly, a brief introduction about yourself.
Yeah. So, hi, I'm Abhishek Srivastava. I'm author and faculty for UPSC CSC. I basically wrote a book on history, and I'll be teaching all the subjects, ancient, medieval, modern, and I'm teaching for last 11 years. And I hope that experience will be helpful for all the aspirants, all the students. And I'll be taking a Pinnacle batch. That's a 2-year batch.
All right. Sir, very quickly, just to address this
Yeah.
query here.
Yeah.
Sir, why do you think students may find it tough to actually manage GS and optional together?
Actually, look, when you start your preparation, in general, what happens, you may not be aware about the fundamentals of both subjects. Like suppose,
True,
just for
true.
example, if I'm starting with polity in the general studies and my optional for reference purpose is anthropology. So what would happen in the beginning, the fundamentals of both the subjects, the audio is low. Saying in the audio. Is it fine? The audio? Oh, is it fine? Okay. Okay. Anyway, yes. Suppose if you're having two subjects, right? One of your optional and one of your general studies. Polity is your subject in the general studies, and on the other side, like suppose if you're doing anthropology, fundamentals of both subjects are different. And for a new student, this often becomes a problem.
True.
Right? So that's why majority of the students have mentioned, no, I find it tough. While the others are saying, yes, I can, because it can happen like for me. When I started preparing, I started with my optional first, and history is going to be in general studies also. So there is a complementarity.
Correct.
And that helps a lot, because if you choose an optional, like suppose if somebody is going for PSIR, somebody is going for geography, somebody is going for those kinds of optional where there is a matching syllabus. Suppose PubEd, there are many options like that. So for them, it will be relatively on the easier side. But again, if we see from the point of view of practicality, don't just think that you're choosing that optional where everything is going to be easy for you, right? Like for some student, it will be like, okay, history is going to be in GS, history is going to be your optional also, so it will be easy for selection. Now that's sometimes it often is like a myth.
Correct.
And it goes for every subject. Some people think that by taking anthropology, by taking PSI, I can get a rank. No, it is not going to be like that. You have to work hard, and for that, all of us are here. And like sir has already mentioned that sir will be taking history classes in the Pinnacle batch, and I'll be taking the Titan batch. Our work is going to be very, very essential that we prepare you for the subject, in all the subject, in fact, from ancient, medieval, modern, art and culture, post-independence, or even the part of world history, in a very specific manner. Okay, in a very specific manner, so that tomorrow if you want to prepare history as an option, it will be fine for you. If you want to go for any other option also, still your history foundation is going to be very good. Okay, yes.
So one question to Abhishek sir then.
So one thing
Please sir, please sir.
Yeah, so one thing I would like to add, he has very well summed up about how students should be preparing for GS and optional together. One thing I would like to add to whatever sir had said, I think it is better to stagger the core subjects. For example, you should not overlap optional while you're preparing for foundation subject like history, geography, polity, economy, unless it is same, unless he has taken, unless you have taken history optional, then it's a different case. But otherwise, it is better to focus on basic subjects at one point of time, and optional once you are either prepared your basic subjects, or maybe you can choose optional first and then you can go for your GS option, GS subjects. So that way your, you can say, tough part will not overlap, and then you can easily manage both GS and optional. So that is one thing you can do while preparing for optional.
So just one more question, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, for example, now like Titan batch is there, Pinnacle batch is there, and again you both are great in history, but still some students might feel right that maybe in Pinnacle they may teach something extra, and Titan may teach something less. So how would you address that, sir?
Sir, first of all, we are blessed to have amazing faculties over here, and I have a very good colleague, such a wonderful teacher of history in PW. So I don't think students will feel anything, you can say, anything missing in the Titan batch, or they'll find extra into
Pinnacle batch.
Pinnacle batch. It's just that pedagogy might be different. He has maybe a different perspective towards history. I might be having a different approach towards history. But in the end, you'll realize it is exhaustive, covered, and it is all apt for what is required for UPSC.
So the content is the same. There is no change
Correct.
whatsoever.
Yes, correct.
Whatever is required from prelims perspective or mains perspective will be covered.
Yes,
So
exactly.
students need not worry कि हलावत sir ने कुछ ज़्यादा पढ़ा लिया, अभिषेक sir ने कुछ कम पढ़ा लिया.
No.
Nothing like that.
No. So we faculties at PW, we do coordinate amongst ourselves,
Yes.
and we do talk what is your approach towards examination. Till now, we were also in the same batches, and we had collaborated about suppose if I'm teaching something in medieval India and he's starting modern India, so there is an overlap,
Correct,
especially in
correct,
Mughals.
correct.
So I do see his classes, what all points he has taken up,
Correct.
which I can skip, and if he has missed something, then I think that
Like a
is
value add.
better.
Yeah.
I take up in medieval subject. So that's how we have coordinated.
If I may add in this,
Yeah.
so it's always going to be like this. Like before coming here, we were discussing, sir, how would you be taking ancient this time? So we collaborate a lot with respect to this. Sir is also having his own book. I have my background of the optional. So there are always different way of looking at history. And we also always try to bring in the best approach for the exam. So all of you need to understand this. We are here to clear examination.
Absolutely.
We are not here to do PhD in history. Neither Abhishek sir,
Correct.
neither me is
Correct.
going to focus on that.
Absolutely
We are
well
only
said.
here for clearing this examination, and that's what Titan batch or the Pinnacle batch is for. And you have to focus on that, because even the teachers are sharing notes among each other. So there is an admiration for each other. So there's a common love for each other, for the subject also. So that's exactly what we are looking for, and I think all of you are going to enjoy the process with me or with him. And whenever you feel like talking to him about history, you can. With me, you can, because at PW everybody is connected with everybody.
Absolutely well said. So, like I told you from the beginning, the point of this exam or preparing for this exam is to crack it, not to become an expert. And that is where coaching matters under the right guidance.
Yeah.
So, thank you, sirs. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
wise words. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
for having
much.
us here.
Well, time to move on to our next question or next query. Are you preparing for UPSC full time or part time? Part time with job, part time with other exams, full time UPSC preparation are our major category. Well, again, a mixed basket here. But to understand things better, in a better perspective, I would like to call upon my esteemed colleagues. For the Titan batch, we have Pranjal Sharma sir who will be handling geography. For Pinnacle batch, we'll be having Harpreet sir handling geography. Please welcome, sir.
Hello, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir.
Well. So, sir, again,
See the poll.
yeah, okay. Because of his height, I think we should all stand towards one corner. Okay. So, sir, the basic thing is, like, when it comes to geography, sir,
Yeah.
like, what do you think? Like, how difficult or easy it is for a student to prepare it by self?
Yeah.
Like, especially if you look at the chart here, many are there who are actually preparing it with a job or preparing UPSC with other exams. So, how do you think if they're doing it self-preparation? And what if they are taking coaching from us? What will be the difference here?
See, I personally believe that this examination, for that matter, any examination, you have to study on your own also.
Correct.
Whether the teacher is teaching,
Absolutely
then also
true.
you have to study. Firstly. Secondly, see, if the teacher is there, can actually, that the teacher can make your, for example, if you have to travel 20 kilometers, there are going to be a lot of hurdles there.
Correct.
When the teacher is going to guide you, that teacher can reduce the hurdles.
Correct.
Right. So our important role is to guide them, mentor them.
Absolutely.
Now, the question that you had asked previously also, if they want to study on their own. See, what students generally do is they pick up huge, bulky books.
Right.
And they think that the moment they start reading those bulky books, they're going to clear this examination.
Absolutely.
They should understand that, and sir will also agree with me, that you need to clear your basics well, like the NCRTs or the basic concepts. Once those basic and foundational concepts are clear, then obviously you can build on them, the teachers are there. So I personally believe that they can do their examination or qualified examination on their own. We can make their path
Journey a lot more easier.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
So over to you now, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, like, sir, one of the things that I've always been hearing is if you literally sit and do NCRT, then you will clear geography papers. You will get full in all the geography questions. So
Yes.
many a times when people start out the self-preparation, they actually tell me that, sir, we have done geography 11th and 12th
Yes,
completely.
yes.
So isn't that enough? That is the question. Isn't that enough? It's almost like there is nothing more to this other than that. So what will be your take on it?
So it is a very, very pertinent question. But before coming to that, as you were asking regarding the foundation batch, see, the thing is very simple. If you're going with the Titan batch, which is a 1-year batch, and if you're going with the Pinnacle batch, which is a 2-year batch, it is same like you're going to the stairs through metro. So if you're going to your destination, you can either take escalator.
Correct.
So that escalator is your pace of completing of that particular foundation batch, or you can choose the case of what stairs also.
Stairs also.
So that is the pace with which you want to complete your preparation for the attempt which you are targeting on.
Correct.
Now the question which you are asking about geography. See, we have a very stalwart book for polity, Lakshmikant is there.
Correct.
For modern history, let's say Spectrum is there.
Correct.
And there are books for almost all the subjects in a way.
right.
But for geography, when it comes to geography, there is no specific book.
Correct.
The only Bible for geography is our NCRT. And that too for the class 11 physical geography.
Right.
But now, if you're asking me if it is in itself sufficient for clearing the exam, it is partially true, partially not true.
Right.
How it is partially true when it comes to physical geography, we see that many questions are there from the topic of class 11th NCRT, in which climatology has the highest ROI.
Correct.
And then oceanography is also there. But then when it comes to human geography, when the questions are coming from the resource and their distribution, world distribution, India distribution, the questions are not from NCRT.
Right.
So you can able to catch up from NCRT to an extent of 50%, we can say, in your prelims and as well as in your mains, the vocabulary kind of thing. But to have a wholesome preparation, it requires to go beyond the basic nuances of NCRT that we have to think upon.
Like, I'll add something to what Sir said. For example, Sir will agree in the when we study the topic of air masses. Now, there are 2 paragraphs of air masses
Right.
in the NCRT.
textbook, correct.
But now, if UPSC asks what is the impact that or effect of the air masses, if there is certain change or stability, instability, those things are not defined in the NCRT.
Correct.
So while we are studying NCRTs, good, you have to. The teachers like Sir and I are going to add things, going to explain what other dimensions are there. So we need to a little bit go beyond the NCRTs also.
Sir, I have seen your shorts video.
Yeah.
PWLI's English YouTube channel. Your shorts video is where you have literally taught students how to draw an Indian map in less than 1 minute.
Yes.
Sir, let me ask you how important it is for students to connect current affair with geography.
So see, today's time when we
Like I'm asking even from a map perspective, sir.
yeah. First of all, I'll answer with respect to the map. See, when you see the answer script of a student, you know there's a component known as presentation. There are 3 components when you're writing the answers, majorly. Context, that means what is asked, you need to answer that. Content, what you're writing, what is the quality. Third is presentation.
Right.
Presentation is how you're selling your answer.
Correct.
Now, for example, there are a lot of candidates who are writing the answers. They have written everything. The moment I see that a student has drawn a map, labeled something, marked something, automatically for an examiner who is already checking thousands of copies, this is something different.
Right.
It is more appealing.
Right.
Provided that it is relevant,
Right.
the examiner will give marks.
Right.
That is value addition. Now comes the topic of current affairs. See, if we are talking from the perspective of mains also, if you see mains has a combination of the static basic knowledge and its application of the current affairs.
Right.
Now, for example, if we are studying, let us say, the topic of geomorphology. Now, there, with respect to geomorphology, certain event has happened. Let us say some earthquake has happened. Or let us say there are new theories with respect to plate tectonics are coming. Like there is peeling of the plate rather than simply subduction.
Correct.
Now, that is current affair. They can
Right.
ask you that is there, define the concept of plate tectonics and please mention certain advancements that have been there. If it is not asked, you simply, even in spite of that, you mention it. The examiner will say, this child has done some value addition.
Correct.
Let me give 1 mark extra. Now,
Right.
if that examiner gives you 1 mark extra, there are 20 questions.
Right.
If supposingly you are getting 1 mark extra in every question, 20 marks,
My God.
20 marks, now 4 papers, 80 marks, you are rank 1 or you're out of the list.
Correct.
This is what happens. These
Absolutely.
small things, like we say in Hindi, putting certain masala.
Right.
That masala has to be put. Like you are from Kerala, the place very known for spices and all. So you will be, you need to put little spices in that dish to make it more tasty. That is what current affairs and maps do.
Sir, when you mentioned this, now what I'm thinking is, sir, Manjit sir,
Pranjal sir.
sorry, Pranjal sir. So, Pranjal sir, what I thought was, so for example, maps then becomes important even for an IR paper then, because you will have to draw it, you will have to show how it impacts.
True. See, we often say that geography is the mother of all sciences.
Correct.
And if you see every government scheme, government programs, they all have their standard maps.
Correct.
Even during the COVID times, the government on daily basis, the health ministry on daily basis was taking out the map of COVID-19 cases and their distribution. So map is so important because we can map the entire phenomena, be it physical or human, on map. We are also sitting and standing at some mapping location. It is called as an absolute location. And we have a relative location to, let's say, Gurgaon, to, let's say, Delhi. We are in Noida. So mapping plays an important role to actually pinpoint your phenomena, to pinpoint your actually preparation also.
Right.
And at the same time, as sir was also saying, that this skill of geography, of mapping, will be helpful in paper 1. We see that toppers are even making maps in their history questions.
Right.
ठीक है. So all across the GS papers, this skill of making the maps and putting the complex ideas on the simplification based pictographical sense makes our answers look more lucrative and attractive to the examiner, and you fetch extra marks. So mapping is the basis. Of course, in our IR also we have theories like rimland, heartland theories are also there, which people of optional are actually what studying. But then we can also show them and we can plot them on the map also. World map is very, very important in that regard.
Right.
One more thing, no stereotypes, but we both are teaching geography. So geography is the mother of all disciplines. Yes, so we'll agree. So you know that if you want to even talk about history, you need to have a map. Even if you want to talk about the various forms of government that are present, then also you can basically show them from.
Sir, in other words, it's right to tell, without geography, your preparation is not complete.
Absolutely.
There is a very famous saying from a geographer only that without geography you are nowhere.
Nowhere.
That is true.
And that is literally true.
And my geography is very, very weak. I admit it completely in front of these two esteemed faculties. Thank you so much, sir. It's been nice talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Well, that was Pranjal Sharma, sir, and Harpreet, sir. Moving on to our next issue. Have you already completed a foundation course or basic books? Completed full foundation course with test series. We have a limited section. Completed basic books with revision. We have slightly more number. Still thinking of how and when to start. You can see it's almost the same numbers here. So to address this or to find out what is the reason for this, again, I have two esteemed faculties here with me, Pratik Gupta sir and Ranchan Kaul sir. Pratik Gupta sir will be handling Titan batch. Ranchan Kaul sir will be handling Pinnacle batch. So, good evening to you both. Please come in. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. So, sir. So, from your experience again, Pratik sir,
Yes, sir.
I would like to ask you, like, there is a category here who are still thinking how and when to start. Now, I know when it comes to multiple subjects, somewhere we feel, okay, there is a book, we can start with NCRT, or maybe, Lakshmikant is there. But economics is one subject where no matter how much ever you try to read it or understand it, you may still get stuck with certain concepts. And if a student is still thinking of how and when to start with economics, they are still pondering, they are still doing the permutation combination, how dangerous can it be in their UPSC journey?
So, sir, is it about like they're thinking like they have started the preparation, or is it like they're in college and now they're thinking that I need to start for the preparation?
Sir, both the ways, sir.
Okay.
Both the ways.
So basically, I would say like if you're thinking that you want to start for civil service preparation, then what you're supposed to do, start reading newspaper from second year, or I would say that if you have a you decided that you want to go for civil service examination, then what you're supposed to do, then start reading newspaper from the very first year in your college. So when you read the economics section, you will find certain terms over there. So whenever there is a term which you're not aware about, simply Google it, simply do the chat GPT and try to understand the meaning of it. So in that case, what happens, slowly you will be able to have a kind of a good hold over the basic concepts which are appearing in the newspaper regarding banking, fiscal policy, inflation, capital market, and the other. And now by the time when the college is completed, and now you are full-fledgedly preparing for civil service examination, then you simply start referring a book. Because in the beginning, if your concepts and certain terms are clear, and then when you start reading the book, then you will be able to understand.
But sir, if that case, don't you think it will require a huge amount of effort and dedication from the students?
Obviously, see, civil service is all about dedication. So that's why I said, if you are kind of sure that I want to go for civil services, then it's not a big deal. Because if I'll tell you, when I decided for civil service preparation, what I used to do when I was traveling to college, by bus. So I was having newspaper in my hand, and I was simply going through the various things, and whatever new terms I was able to find that point of time, because that time we were not having this
Much of internet, yes.
smartphones and the other. So I used to simply tick that terms, and I simply used to write the terms on one corner of the newspaper, and then as soon as I reach home, I simply switch on my PC and then start reading those terms. So in a way, it won't take a lot of time. So the point is, when you start reading it, newspaper, it will take good amount of time, but within few days, your reading speed will increase, and then it will be comparatively easier for you to find it out. Okay, this is what I need to refer, this is what I need to leave. And the second thing is, I would say that if you have, kind of decided that I want to go for this examination, then first of all, see the syllabus so that you have a broader clarity. Okay, these are the topics which I need to refer for prelims and mains, and then it will be easier for you to eliminate simply okay, this is the news which I need to refer, this is the news which I need to simply leave. Because it is all about consistency. Because even once you are into full-fledged preparation for civil service, newspaper is something which is must.
True.
Which students are not
Ready
following it.
ready to follow.
Because they have been looking for shortcuts.
Shortcuts.
Like what they're doing, I'll simply go for the various editorial discussion videos,
Right.
and I will simply go for the the daily news discussion,
Analysis.
which we are also doing it.
Correct.
But the point is what, when you read something of your own, you have a better clarity about it. Okay. And moreover, there are a lot of candidates who are being like, I will not refer the newspaper for the complete month, and once the month will be ended and I will simply refer the magazine. That is simply, I would say, not right. Because you cannot, simply have 30 days food in just one day. Because current affair magazine is like what? Current affair magazine is what? That you are having 30 days content in front of you and you're simply going for it, which is not right. So you have to go in a planned way.
Sir, but in that case, how can Titan and Pinnacle batch make a difference to this? Because this sounds like a plan which is suitable for a student who is going for, let us say, self-preparation. But like, let us say now Titan and Pinnacle batches, how can that bring a difference here?
I think for Pinnacle, first of all, sir will bring certain light, then we'll discuss.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so because I will be taking the subject in the Pinnacle batch, which is a 2-year batch, I think 2-year gives any aspirant a good amount of leeway to start from the very basics first.
Correct.
The idea is that the syllabus is about the Indian economy, but for you to understand how the economy functions, you need to have some basic idea about the fundamentals of some, like mostly macroeconomics, which is relevant for this examination, some bit microeconomics. So if somebody has to start, let's say, even for 1-year preparation or 2-year preparation, I would typically recommend that you should at least look at the NCRTs first. If you get stuck somewhere, then of course we have a longer batch. So in our case, what we do is, at least in my case, what we do is we start with the basics of macroeconomics first, and then we apply those concepts to the Indian economy and especially to the topics which are mentioned in the syllabus. One thing we have to understand here is that this is a big subject, it's a massive subject. So you don't have to do masters there, you don't have to do your doctoral thesis there. We have to only stick to the topics which are mentioned in the main syllabus. So I would recommend people to first at least look at the notification, be thorough with the syllabus first, understand what has to be read. And yes, because many people do not have a background in this subject and slight bit more technical, slight bit more analytical. So you have to believe in yourself that once you get the basic concepts right, then the results are going to compound, they're going to multiply. In the initial bit, it takes a bit of patience, it takes a bit of, abstractization, it takes a bit of understanding. You have to be a little bit patient in the beginning, but I think the results start to show maybe like 20 lectures down the line, 25 lectures down the line, then things start to become simpler.
Yes.
And I would, like I said yesterday also, I think once you start to get a grasp of the subject, then it becomes your favorite subject of all the preparation. Exactly. It is relevant not just for the examination, it's relevant for your life in general too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's what my answer would be.
Nice, sir. Nice, sir.
Yes.
So, sir, to sum it up then, economics is the most important subject. You can prepare it by yourself as rightfully enlightened by Pratik sir. But then, if you have coaching, as rightfully said by my esteemed faculty here, you can get things done easier. Like whatever effort you have to put by yourself will get reduced by bounds and leaps if you are enrolling for Titan or for Pinnacle. Have I summed it up correctly, sir?
Yeah, definitely.
All right then. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Coming to the next query, what we have been getting, get less time to study due to graduation, tend to waste time in distraction like social media. To address this, I have two esteemed faculties here again, Shivam, Yash sir for Science and Tech and Manjeet sir for Science and Tech. Both of them will be handling respectively the Titan batch and the Pinnacle batch. Please, sirs. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic. So,
Good evening, sir.
good evening. Oh, sorry, sir. So, sir, one of the queries here is they get less time because of graduation or job. So in such a scenario, sir, how do you think they can prepare better if they take up Titan and Pinnacle, Titan or Pinnacle batch?
So, if someone is in a situation where he can prepare on weekends only or for 3-4 hours a day, right? He's doing a job also. So, he can plan to prepare for 2 years because he has to cover lots of areas, and it is always not possible to cover everything in 3-4 hours a day.
Right.
Right. So, the better option can be he can go for a 2-year course. And the person who has enough time and he's dedicatedly preparing for UPSC and he has only one work to study for the whole day, he can plan better in 1 year. So, what are your views?
Definitely, I completely agree with you, sir. Actually, the thing is, it's all upon time. If we are very much dedicated, and definitely if we have lots and lots of time for this, approximately I can say like if one can dedicate like 6 to 8 minimum hours, then definitely also the Titan batch would be sufficient for him or her. But if the person is doing some job or could not give this
That much amount of time?
yeah, like 3 to 4 hours if they are giving, then definitely they must go to the Pinnacle batch.
Brilliant, sir, brilliant. But then again, the point here is another question was tend to waste time in distraction like social media. But then I think that has already been answered because if you're joining up for the course, you'll be having classes back to back. So you will be in a dedicated timetable. So there'll be no question of it.
Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Sir.
All right, sir. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Well, in addition to that, just a few more faculties I need to introduce. Again, Titan and Pinnacle faculty for CSAT will be none other than our Manjeet sir. Followed by that, for polity, it will be me, again for Titan and Pinnacle. And for ethics, we have Shruti Sharma ma'am, who will be handling for Titan and the Pinnacle batches again. And last but not the least, before winding things up, once again, let me just remind you, Titan batch, 1 year in English at the early bird offer price of 10,999. Course starts 24th April 26, ends by 30th April 27. Pinnacle batch 2028 starts from 23rd April 26, ends at 31st July 2027. The early bird offer price is 12,999 and this offer is only till 18th April. So discuss it with your family and take the right choice. All right, people. So with that, we are winding up our session today. Hope that clears all your doubts and queries that you had with regard to Titan and Pinnacle. God bless you all.